Hi, everyone. Professor Graham here. I wanted to talk with you about the compare contrast essay before you get started today and remind you that your peer review workshop will be on Wednesday. There was a unanimous response to the peer review workshop, so we are keeping it. I will be releasing the lists on Wednesday. You are expected to have a complete draft to your classmates by Wednesday at midnight. If you do not, you will receive a 0. There is no wiggle room on this. So make sure to have your completed essay draft labeled and submitted to your classmates by midnight on Wednesday. Let me share with you what that means and walk you through how to format your essays. So first, I'm going to share the screen with you. Okay, so for the essay assignment, first of all, you should have by now watched the documentary for the compare contrast essay. If not, please get that taken care of absolutely today. And make sure that you are keeping notes as you go and citing, selecting cited quotes to use as you draft your essay as well. So for the actual format of the essay, I'd like to bring your attention to the files section. There are several options to choose from as far as compare contrast essays go. However, the one I'd like for you to take a look at is here, the compare contrast student essay example, and you'll know it by the date, October 14th, 2016. So go ahead and open that up. And this lecture and this draft will help guide you as you format your own essay. It is very nearly perfect. So if you do your best, let's see, sure you can see the whole thing. Oh, why is it always like this, you guys? Let's see. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay. So here we have oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so here we have the compare contrast essay. It is in MLA format, as you can see. So pay close attention to the spacing and how the date is formatted. And then the title of this says the similarities between critical thinking in math and English courses. This title is perfect because it includes both the two subjects that the essay will be discussing and the argument, the similarities between critical thinking. So use that to inspire your own title for this essay on the documentary. Of course, if I don't want to confuse anyone, this essay is not about the documentary. I'm showing you this for the format. So the introduction paragraph is formatted very perfectly. It has a hook, the background information. I'm not going to read it to you. I do expect you to read it, however. And then the last sentence in the introduction paragraph is the thesis statement, which says critical thinking in math and English, although seemingly different, are actually similar in 3 ways: questioning, understanding, and application. Those 3 topics are this student's point-to-point comparison. These are their parallel points or points of comparison between the 2 subjects. So looking at the first paragraph, the first sentence right here, oops, the very first sentence says, the first similarity between critical thinking in math and English courses is questioning. So there you have the comparison points. However, I want you to pay close attention that the next sentence is the actual topic sentence for this paragraph. Questioning in English courses is all about the why of the literary works. And then as you read it, you can see it's all focused on the English course. So using our A, B pattern, English is A. And so this first paragraph is all about our A subject or English. Then the second paragraph, our B subject, first we have a transition. Similarly, remember they're arguing that although seemingly different, they're in fact the same or similar. So we have our transition here. Similarly, math courses have their own form of critical thinking through questions. Then this whole paragraph follows the same format that I gave you all in the paragraph and essay format lecture. So you should have a topic sentence, background or definition, support, analysis, conclusion, and transition, right? So you'll see that pattern in each of these paragraphs, class. So the main thing I really want to make clear to you is that each paragraph has one subject, not both. No paragraph should have both. In your case, the young students and the correctional officers should not be in the same paragraph ever, right? In the body paragraphs. They should be separate, but talking about the same point of comparison. So that's what happens in this example. And it goes on. So we have the second parallel found within the critical thinking methods is understanding. So that's the second point of comparison. And then we have subject A, understanding is the step after questioning where the answers to the questions are mentally pulled together to create a series of ideas about the literature that was analyzed. In English, this means a couple of things, blah, blah, blah. So this whole paragraph is about using the format that I explained to you guys. Discusses the understanding, the methods of understanding in English. And then in the next paragraph, we have a transition in the same way. Understanding the material of a math class is just as important, etc. So, class, this format, and I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. I do want you to read it carefully on your own. You'll see how this student explains subjects A and B and uses 3 point-to-point comparisons using the paragraph format we've been working on in this class. And then the last thing I wanted to show you about this student example is the conclusion paragraph. I explained to you all in previous lectures that the conclusion paragraph really is a rewriting the main points, the topic sentences, the hook, and the thesis statement. And you'll see that happen right here. This student has basically rewritten the introduction paragraph, including the hook, the background, and their thesis. Through questioning, understanding, and application, the worlds of math and English become as similar as ... So you can see when you read this carefully, class, that the conclusion paragraph really just restates the main points of the essay and the hook. So it has a symmetry to it. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you while we're talking about this essay is the works cited page. You're only responsible on your compare contrast essay. You're only responsible to have one entry, the documentary, However, if you do use outside sources, additional outside sources, you'll want to include them in the works cited page. And you have a student example here to look at as far as spacing, first and last name of the author, the title, the publication, and the date viewed. So you're not being graded on that, but you are expected to be working towards perfecting your works cited page. So you have 3 or 4 other student examples that are specific to the assignment. So you do have that to also look at. However, I do want to encourage you to strive to be individual, have your own ideas, and form your own opinion. I also want to encourage you very strongly to have a thesaurus open, so you're using word variation and sentence variation throughout your essays. And also, don't forget to Google Jane Elliott, so you have more background information on her. That would be a helpful way to include a second source. And there's one more thing. Oh yes, for transitions, I do want you to Google compare contrast transitions. You don't have to invent any on your own. You can simply Google that. You'll have a list, you'll come up with a list or a chart to choose from. And so you want to really emphasize your argument using those transitions. And the other thing to strengthen your argument class is where you first, once you have decided what your argument is, is the outcome similar? But the experiment is different, or I don't know. There are various ways to approach it. But remember, in a compare contrast essay, and you can see it in this example specifically here. Let me put it on the page go back to the thesis statement in the introduction paragraph. So it's saying here, it's common to hear that English and like what you're either good at one or the other in terms of English and math classes. And they're arguing that if you're good at one, it will enable you to be good at the other. They're not mutually exclusive. They have more in common than people realize. And so they're arguing that these are in fact similar. So here, however, just as these subjects are different, and here they've stated, something to that degree. So, however, just as these subjects are different, these subjects are also very much the same. And then they share a personal experience. I don't expect you to share a personal experience in yours, but this is the key to a strong argument in a compare contrast essay, is that you say, although seemingly different, they're actually similar. You see that? Or vice versa. Perhaps you're arguing that although seemingly similar, they're very different. These experiences or the outcomes or whatever approach you choose when you discuss the documentary in your own ideas. So definitely take a look at this. Notice how all the transitions point to the argument. This whole essay is consistently stating the similarities. So I hope that helps you all as you're drafting your essays over the next couple days. I will be sending out the peer review list on either tomorrow night or Wednesday morning. Please don't email me about that. I will reach out to you after I've made the list. And you have these several example essays to help inspire your own writing. So if you have any questions about the actual essay, you're free to feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, I will see you all very soon, and I look forward to reading your essays. See you on Wednesday. Bye.